And now, here's where it gets cool, all right? And this is what I do in every single sales video. So this is kind of block 1, right, to every one of my sales videos. Pattern interrupt, and then I'm just gonna sell you on the big idea and the promises that come with it and prove that you're gonna get this. Once I've accomplished that fact, remember I said before, like after you pitch them on the big idea and they buy it, it's more like don't lose the sale? This is what I do after that. I use something called copy boarding. All right, copy boarding. Remember we said before we were talking about release your break stories? So I sell you on the idea, right? Power speaker formula, case study, these 3 promises is gonna be great. Are you ready to buy right now?
Nope.
No. A small percentage is. Right? A small percentage are like, I know you, Jason, well, I trust you, your products are the shit, I'm in. But a lot of people aren't ready to go. Why aren't they ready to go? Because their car, they got fucking brakes still on, right? What do we need to do to those brakes before they can be ready to buy? We need to release their brakes. This is where copyboarding comes in so amazingly well. So here is how we copyboard. All right. So I want you to write objection on one side, and then CPB on the other. And what that stands for, CPB, is claim, proof, benefit. So here's how we do this. If I'm selling someone on this power speaker formula thing, and I sell them on the idea, and they like the idea, but they're not like, I'm ready to buy right now, because they have brakes on, I need to release those brakes, right? So before I can release them, I need to figure out what the fuck are the brakes, don't I? So in this video, I had to figure out what are the brakes they're gonna have, right? And I started to list them out. So here were some of the ones I came up with, right? Like, why, right? Why are you doing this? Remember we talked about the why I do what I do? People need to know why you're doing what you're doing. It builds trust. Sharing your agenda, your intentions, right? They need to know, Jason, why are you doing this? Why are you selling this? What's the point, right? Another one might be, I'm a bad speaker, or I have an accent, or I'm not articulate, or I'm just not a good speaker. I'll never be a good speaker, right? That is an objection. Another one might be, I have no audience right now. Why would I learn how to speak? I have no one to talk to. I'm so lonely, right? There's more. It's probably 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that I came up with. So what we do is, the first thing we do is we list out all the breaks, all the objections that you think they're gonna have. Step 2, we number them in order that we think those objections might make sense, like a logical order that they may go in. So I thought, after I pitched the idea, that the first objection they were gonna have is, this sounds too good to be true. Why are you doing this, Jason? So that was the first objection I'm gonna handle, right? And then maybe the second one was, okay, Jason, I understand why you're doing this. That sounds good, but dude, I'm not a good speaker. I shouldn't do this. So that's the second one, right? And then I convince them of that, and they go, okay, so I get why you're doing it. I get it. I should be a good speaker. That makes sense. But I have no audience. No one's gonna listen to me. So that became the third, right? Does that make sense so far? Yes. Do these have to be in perfect order? No. Is there a perfect order? Fuck no, right? And it's beautiful for that. So once we have this, the objections, and we put them in order, all we're gonna do then is we're gonna do a CPB for each of these objections to overcome it. All right? So if the objection is, why are you doing this, Jason? Then I need some type of claim, right? CPB is claim, proof, benefit. I need some type of claim that overcomes that objection preemptively. Remember we talked about doing this before they, right? Isn't it weird people don't talk about sex? Now I can talk about sex, right? So I'm gonna talk about some claim that's gonna make it like, it's not a big deal, the why are you doing this? The claim might be, I'm doing this because I'm looking for more case studies, more power speaker success stories. Does that overcome that objection? Yeah, that's the claim, right? I'm claiming that to be true. After you make a claim or a promise, what should you always put after it? Proof, CPB, claim, proof, benefit, right? So I'm gonna tell you why that's true, and then I'm gonna inject some form of proof that shows that that claim is true. I'm looking for case studies, and let me show you some of my case studies already So, oh fuck, he has other case studies. It must be true he's looking for more case studies. Does that make sense, yes or no?
Yes.
Good. And then I just cherry on the Sunday, right? A benefit at the end. So our claim is I'm looking for these case studies. Here's some examples of my other case studies before. And if you join this program, you stand a really good chance at being my next big case study. Is that a benefit?
Yes.
Totally. CPB. Then I go to the next objection. And literally the body, 60 to 80% of my entire sales video is just this copyboarding stuff. Once I've sold you on the idea, all I have to do is just release all the brakes, and then I close you at the end. That is this whole sales video. That's webinars. That's all I do. This is the whole formula. Yes.
So before, like a sales pitch, before you create the video for it or anything like that, you take the time to just map this out.
Yes, completely.
So that one, the video that we're watching right now, you like took the time to.
So Abraham Lincoln, great quote where he says, if you give me 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'm gonna spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe, right? So I spent maybe 2.5 hours mapping this whole sales video out and 30 minutes recording it.
Got it.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just follow this. So I map out, I don't write it, I just bullet point, right? Okay, so my pattern interrupt was like, sing, right? I'll sing today. Big idea, maybe I spent 45 minutes on it, right? Like okay, I'll do a case study thing, I like that. And the promises, here's what I did to figure out the promises, because I was new to selling speaking, right? So when you're new to a market, you don't necessarily know exactly what are the promises your audience wants to hear. So what do you think I did?
Survey.
No, I couldn't have done that. I just looked at other people selling speaking, I just looked at what promises they were making, and I tweaked them. That was it. I saw there was a guy named Peng Joon. He's an internet marketer, Peng Joon, and he was selling a speaking book about like platform closing or something. And one of his promises, a headline was, make the audience beg you to take their money. That's good, I'll take that. That was it, right? Unleashed was mine, and then the money one was like obvious, right? So once I had that mapped out, okay, great, and I spent maybe 20 minutes, oh yeah, we'll use the jazz one, that'll be Unleashed, the money one, the forms coming in, I'd think about that for a little bit. And then I spent like an hour just doing copyboarding, just mapping it out. Here's the objection, okay, here's a claim I can make, here's 1 or 2 proof points I can make. The more proof you have, the better, right? So if you have 1, good, if you have 3, much better, right? How many legs does a stool need to stand?
40.
At least 3, yeah, right? And then the benefit, right, which I don't even write down the benefit, it's just so that, and that's the promise, yeah. Yes?
I've got testimonials and all that stuff, but let's say for like someone.
But you want the testimonials that you're using to relate specifically to the objection you're overcoming, yeah.
And I was gonna ask, like, what about for people that don't have like testimonials yet?
There's like 37 forms of proof.
Okay.
Testimonials are only 1.
Gotcha.
There's so, again, graphs, charts, articles, CNN videos, Wall Street Journal videos, find a study from Harvard, get your friend to tell you something, tell a story, get a quote. There's so many ways to get proof. Proof is the easiest thing to get. I think it's so easy to find because there's information is so easy to get on the internet, yeah.
How did you close this?
We'll get to that in a second. Yep. So this whole section was copyboarding. You guys want to see what a copyboarding session looks like on video?
Yes.
Okay. So again, right, I sang, that was my pattern interrupt, and then my big idea was like case study, looking for people, I've never taught it before, here's the 3 promises, here's a clip proving each promise is true. And then I said, I think I just started here saying, first copyboarding, which was, you might be wondering, Jason, why are you doing this? That's the first section in copyboarding.
It's 2 reasons. 1, I want even more case studies. I have tons, but I want more. And number 2, it's a great intro for you to my Power Speaker Academy, where I go over all the 48 Power Speaker formulas that I use. I'm giving you my top 3 as part of this case study group. And frankly, with the top 3, you're going to be able to do a ton of damage, and it's going to give you a really, really good intro to what really can be possible for you. Now,
Do you guys see it? Right, what was the claim? I'm doing this because I want more case studies, right? And then what was the first proof? I have a ton, I want more, right? You can call that 1 or 2 proofs. I have a ton, that's definitely proof, and the I want more is like, wow, he's sincere, right? And then what did I say? And the second reason is what? I think it's a really great introduction into my Power Speaker Academy. How is that proof? How does saying it's introduction to my academy, how is that proving that I'm actually looking for more case studies? Because I have a fucking academy. Right? Clearly this guy's serious about his case studies. He built a fucking academy. Right? It proves it's true. It also builds a lot of trust. How does it build trust? Because I told you my what? My agenda. I straight up told you, I want to sell you the bigger thing. And I think it's a really good introduction. And then what was the benefit?
You did massive damage.
Yeah, you'll do massive damage, you'll be a great speaker. Yeah. Right? And then immediately I go into the next objection.
Here's how I plan on it working for us. And
Right. Second objection being like how does it work? Right? Is it hard? Is it complicated?
hey, if you're thinking, well, Jason, I wasn't born a power speaker.
Yeah, and actually, just to show you don't have to be perfect, that whole section, we forgot to put it in there. I just skipped it. I was like, you might be wondering how is it gonna work, right? And then I never answered how it's gonna work. Just to show you don't have to be perfect, like you don't. And I go straight into the next objection, which is, what if I wasn't born a power speaker, right? Watch one more time. Claim, proofs, and then benefit.
Speaker, I'm not interesting, I'm not charismatic, I'm not good on camera, I can't do these things. Let me erase that limiting belief for you right now. All right, you know Gary Vaynerchuk, he has over 10 million social media followers. He's famous, he gets paid $150,000 an hour to give a talk. He's a power speaker right now, watch this clip.
If you are truly an entrepreneur and you are going to take debt to go to college, I will punch you in the face and try to stop you. I couldn't believe it less.
Pretty good, right? Pretty impressive. Now watch this clip of Gary. This is the first video he ever put online. When you watch it, you're gonna see, wow, even though I'm not starting from a great place, maybe not, I can become fucking great just like Gary. Watch this.
Give you something that you haven't seen before in the wine industry and really make it exciting. I'm very excited about this. I plan on doing this 45 times a week. Before we come visit, we're gonna have comments.
It's insane, right? You see, it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you go, because write this down. Power speakers are made, not born. Gary Vaynerchuk was made into a power speaker. He wasn't born that way, so it doesn't matter if you weren't either. In fact, here's, like, obviously you see me today, and a lot of my students.
So then I'm gonna show another proof, which was my first video ever. Same way I did Gary, and then obviously you see me now, right? And and then another form of proof, like that was it, right? And what was the claim in there? Did you guys hear it? Power speakers are made, not born. What objection does that claim overcome? Yeah, great. You're not supposed to be, because power speakers are made, not born. We haven't made you one yet. Yes?
So I noticed that you said write this down, which you're basically getting them to do something.
Did I say write this down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no expectation that they're writing it down. They're not writing it down. I know that for a fact. Right? I'm just saying that to be like I really believe this, right? You should be writing this down. Yeah. This is a good thing to say. Write this down. It's from Van Wilder. Okay. So, and then I just go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And I go through all of the objections with the CPB section. That's the whole video. And then the last part, I close. Right? I close. That's it. Right? I close. Does that seem really, really hard? For the close, here's what I do. All right, the close is typically, we call it the crossroads close, and all of you will know it the minute I say it. All right? So now that you know everything about this, it's really two options you have here. Option one, you go this way and you die. Option two, you go this way and it's paradise. So at least give yourself the chance and go this way. That's it in short. It's the crossroads close. You are at a crossroads now, and two options. If you go this way, the way of not buying, here's all the bad, bad stuff that happens to you. But if you go this way, here's all the good, good stuff that'll happen to you. And then you just paint pictures. That's all you're doing here. I'm not gonna, this isn't copy, I'm not gonna give you all the, you just paint pictures. Right? Here's how bad your bank account will be, your life will be. Your friends will look at you with shame. Your parents will be disappointed. Your car will break down, right? Or your friends will look at you with admiration and they'll be even a little bit jealous. Your bank account will look like a phone number. You'll walk into the ice cream store and everyone will know you. You're gonna be the man about town. Which way do you wanna go, right? It's just a crossroads close. And then obviously a call to action, okay? Now, if this is a webinar, what's different? Right, this is a webinar, what's different? So if I was doing a webinar, right, I would have a pattern interrupt at the start. Do I need as big a pattern interrupt on a live webinar? No, because it's live. Right, if someone attends a live webinar, they're in a different mind frame than, oh, I landed on a web page. Like, land on a web page is like, oh, let me check this video out for a second to see if it's worth my while, it catches my attention. A live webinar is, no, I signed up for this thing, I set aside time in my calendar, I set aside an hour or 2 hours for this training, right? So they're a little bit more committed. So the pattern interrupt isn't as important. I also put it in there though, right? Just to like make them go, this isn't another boring fucking webinar, this is something new, this is something different, right? A really good idea in webinars, which I haven't done yet, but a lot of my buddies do, is at the start of the webinar, they just start giving away money. They start PayPaling people 50 bucks. And they get those people to comment in the chat like, holy shit, I just got 50 bucks, here's the screenshot. Right? It's cool, and he goes, throughout the entire webinar, I'm gonna be doing this with more and more people, so pay attention. It's easy. Yeah, it's not hard at all, right? So that can be a pattern interrupt, and then I give them the big idea and the promise, whatever that might be. And then once I've sold them on the idea, it's just copyboarding. The way you'll see like me or Dan Locke doing this is we frame each copyboarding section as a secret. So who here has seen Dan Locke's HTC webinar? Okay. Do you guys remember in there where like one of the secrets was like why high ticket closing is like the easiest money you'll ever make? Do you guys remember that? What objection was he overcoming? It's hard. This will be hard, right? So he spends a whole like 10 minutes CPBing that whole section, CPBing that whole objection, just releasing your brakes of that. Yeah, it's cool because that's like meta level because now you're not just going through each objection, but you frame them as a secret, like secret number 3, why power speakers are made, not born. Yeah, principle number 3, lesson number 3, discipline number 3, tactic number 3, power speakers are made, not born. Yes?
You can call your whole webinar the 5 secrets of power speaking, whatever it is.
Done. Yeah.
And it's just copyboard.
It's just copyboarding. Yeah. But that's actually really valuable for people. You gotta understand, like they're not expecting how-to on the webinar. They want to learn about an opportunity, understand a new idea, and then if it interests them, they want to believe in themselves, that they could actually do it. Copyboarding is like how we get people to start believing in themselves because we start releasing their brakes methodically one by one. So it's actually really, it's a valuable thing to do for someone. And that way, like if I go through the objections in EIE and I remove those on the webinar, by the time you start EIE week 1 with me, you no longer have limiting beliefs about it. I got a clean slate with you, we're ready to rock. So it's actually really, really helpful. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Yes. Cool. So copyboarding in the webinar, you could frame it as secret 2, secret 3, secret 4, secret 5. And then we have the close, right? Of course, in here, this is the offer, right, where you tell them what they're getting. And when Caleb comes here later today, he's gonna talk about offers, okay? He's gonna talk about offers. And then the close, and the only difference on a webinar is that I will close basically until there's like no one left. Because here's my rationale. If I do a webinar and there's 400 people on it at the start, and then I go through all of this, and then there's 150 people still on the webinar, and I've already done my close, well, I have 150 people who just are primed. They just took in all this information. They're sitting there, but they're not buying. What should I do with them? Fucking close the shit out of them. Yeah. Who here has ever been on a webinar like in one of those at the end and you were like thinking about buying but you weren't sure and you were just like maybe open Facebook but you keep it open just in case? Raise your hand if you ever done this. Oh, I hate you guys. Yeah, you guys are the worst. The worst. So what do? I just start hammering close after close after close. So what I want to give you right now, I promised this to you yesterday, is the scripts to all my closes. You guys want that? Yeah. Tiff, can we hand these out real quick? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah. It's pretty thick, all right? So we're gonna go through these really quickly and show you how to use them, all right? All right, everyone raise it up above you just so I make sure everyone has it. Look at this and say, you are amazing. You are amazing. And kiss it. Perfect. Nah, fuck no. All right, let's go through these real quick. So I think there's 13 closes in here. All right, this is literally, I just read these word for word, right? So like the first one, can I get a refund, right? That's an objection people have, right? Now someone said, name, if it doesn't work, can we get a refund, right? Well, here's the bonuses I'm gonna give you, right? If you get in the program, number one, most important, I'm gonna give you 100% money back guarantee, and here's the bonus. I was gonna do this just for a month, right? You got a month guarantee, but I told my lawyers I'm gonna make this a bonus for the full 4 months because my lawyers recommended I not do this because they're like, if you do this, people are gonna take advantage of you, blah, blah, blah. Well, some people will do it, some people won't, but I'm not gonna punish you for that. So you got 4 months, 100% money back guarantee. That's bonus number one. And then number two, I'm doing this bonus seminar and you're gonna get that for free even if you refund. That's kind of the idea of that one. Is that a really good close? Yeah. And what I do, by the way, just make a note, at the end of each of these closes, I just do a call to action. What does a call to action sound like? Call to action literally means clearly tell them what you want them to do. That's it. So click the button below and get started now. That is a great call to action. I give that a 10 out of 10. Just tell them exactly what you want them to do. That's it. Don't get fancy with it, right? So start the program today and no, click the button below. All right, click the button below. So let's go to page 2. All right, page 2. This is the I can't afford it, the Rich Dad Poor Dad close. All right. Jason, I can't afford the $9.95 right now. Okay, well, if you can't, so listen, a buddy of mine works with Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. The book sold over 15 million copies, great resource. And in that book, he talks about the mindset, right? The difference between rich and poor. And he said that the rich will get an opportunity and they'll say, I can't afford that. Or excuse me, the poor will look at something and say, I can't afford that. He said the rich look at opportunities and they say, how can I afford that? And he said that it's almost the same statement, but it's how you phrase it. The poor say, I can't afford it. The rich say, how can I afford it? So when I read that, that was the same time that, or when I, excuse me. So when I read that, that was at the same time I was like trying to, so when I read that, got you. So that section right there, that last sentence on that one, just make a note where you're gonna insert your own little origin story right there. You're gonna remind them of your origin story. So in this case, this was from when I was trying to start a business and I couldn't afford a website, right? I couldn't afford a website. So yours might be, I couldn't afford a coach. I couldn't afford meal plans. I couldn't afford to donate. I couldn't afford whatever, right? So when I read that, I was thinking about when I was trying to get into business and I couldn't afford anything. I couldn't afford a website or anything. And I thought to myself, how can I afford that, right? I started thinking for me, like, so what I did when I was younger is I trained basketball players, like young kids, $15 an hour, and I saved up to buy my first little camera and website. Like, you don't need to buy a camera or a website today because you have your camera on your phone and social media is free, right? And then it keeps going, and it's kind of like the, don't ask yourself, don't say I can't afford that, ask yourself, how can I afford that? Yes?
Would you just close on DSL? Could you?
Totally. Yeah. There's no reason not to, right? If they're, like, remember, if they're still gonna be watching, why not? Some people, like, there's 4 types of decision makers, and one of them is like super analytical. They need more time, they need all the facts. Raise your hand if this is you. Yeah. It's funny, you guys are all at a back table, it's weird. Yeah, not James. You just buy shit. So you got, like, you would do that for those types of decision makers, right? All right, page 3. All right, don't waste money on a degree. All right, so let me show you something really fun right here. So it's like, hey, yeah, if you want to go make more money, what's the other thing you could do, right? Go back to school, get more degrees and all that stuff. I went that route. I went to college supposedly make money. All I did was spend hundreds of thousands of dollars that I didn't have. I spent over $100 grand. I didn't even graduate. I dropped out because it was such a scam for an entrepreneur like me, like someone who wasn't going to be an employee their whole life. And what did it cost you to go to school? Right? It wasn't $9.95. That's the entire sales guide intensive and everything you're getting in this package. The in-field Instagram, all my scripts, all this stuff. It's worth way more than my college degree was. That's toilet paper now. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't have to go back to school and get more degrees to make more money. All you need to do is get started and click the button below and get rocking and rolling. Cool? I'll go through a couple more, right? Just a couple ones that I want to point out and show you. So go to, let's keep flipping through. It'll be, go to I don't know you. Right, the I don't know you, right? They spend an hour and a half in a webinar, but they're not buying because they're like, I don't, like, who here has ever like wanted to buy something online from a coach or a guru or me or someone, but you were kind of hesitant because you're like, I don't fucking know who this guy is. Yeah, because it's the internet, right? And everyone's a terrible person on the internet. So I say the second reason people use this excuse of not buying is because they don't believe me. They go, Jason, you sound crazy. We live in California on the beach. We never had a meal together or shook hands. I don't know if I should make this decision. I'm not sure if I feel comfortable. And that's fair enough. And I believe this. Transformations don't happen in isolation. How could we be good friends already who are having fun making a ton of money together? Like, we couldn't. We can't. We haven't started yet. The only way to get there is to start here together. Transformations don't happen in isolation. We can't do it alone, nor should we. We want to buy speed and time collapse. That's why the mentorship you're getting from me is so crucial. Ask any millionaire. There has to come a time when the risk to remain trapped inside the bud is more painful than the risk it takes for you to blossom. Don't delay another second on this. You got nothing to lose, everything to gain. Click the button below, blah, 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 blah. Cool? All right, try a couple more. One or two more. The next one you'll see, I'm not going to read it, but it's really, really good. That's the I can't afford it, but Visa can. All right, it's a really good one. That's the whole just put it on your credit card. All right, it's a good one. The moment where everything changes, this is a fun one. You get some this is a good one to use near like the end of your closes. Kind of like a last pitch hurrah where it's like, dream big. Like there's that moment in your life where everything has to change for you. This could be that moment if only you'll take action. Turn the page. This one's really good. The only way to lose is to not invest. All right, only way to lose is not invest. This example is from an Alex Becker webinar. He's got a bunch of really good webinars. So this is it's a good close, right? Only way to lose is not invest. Keep going. Why you haven't succeeded yet. This one's great. This is like, I always think about like the people who need hugs. Like, this is for people who need hugs, right? It's like if you didn't sign up yet, it's probably because you're nervous about whether you can really do this. And I want you to know I get it. Right, I've tried a lot of things in my life that didn't work. I failed at 5 businesses myself. You want to know the difference between the times where it did work and where it didn't? What do you guys think the difference was? Mentor. Yeah, I bought a mentor, right? Which is what I want you to do. All right, let's go to the next one. Will this work for me, right? So here's this is from Ty, by the way. This is one of Ty's, right? So most commonly asked questions. Number one, will it work for me? Well, I've got good news and bad news. Will the gym work for you? Have you ever met somebody that eats right and exercises that gets in worse shape? No, it's like literally impossible unless you work out incorrectly and you don't like follow your diet. But if you actually do something correctly, it always works. Not everyone's gonna become a super pro athlete or something, but everybody who controls their diet and works out more gets in better shape. It's a fact. So will this program work for you? Everybody who goes through it and does it, I've never seen it not work for someone. I've seen it work for some people better than others. Not like everyone's making all this money, right? But if you use it, it works. That's basically the idea, right? If you don't do it, then yes, it won't work. If you do it, then yes, it will work. That's my answer. It's a really, really good way to overcome that objection, right? And people are like, will it work for me? I'm like, I don't know. Will the gym work for you? You have to do it, right? It's a good comeback. It's a good one. Will you guys use this? Yes. Okay. I recommend that you read these aloud a lot. Practice them, right? Because it's great on webinars and it's great at the end of your sales videos to go through a bunch of these, but also in real life, this stuff comes in really, really handy. I've just done the EIE webinars so many times and read these so many times that now I'm speaking at different places and I find myself just saying these closes without even thinking about it. It's cool. Yes?
When you do VSLs or webinars, do you script the whole thing and then read it, or?
So if it's the video I was showing here on the iPhone, not scripted, bullet points. You guys noticed when I was in that golf cart and I showed you the Gary Vee clip, what you couldn't see is next to me on the chair was just my bullet points right there. So I was just driving and I'd pause for a second. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And then we just cut it.
How about webinars?
Webinars, when I'm just starting a webinar, no script, just bullet points. Once I get the ideas down and I'm like, this is a good order, these points are really good, this is selling really well, then I will then turn it into a script, right? But it would be a really bad idea to spend 3 weeks writing a 80-page webinar script only to find out it's not selling. Okay? Yeah.
Do you do all your webinars live?
Usually, yeah. We don't really do any automated webinars in our business, yeah. They can work, but the conversion rate is so much higher when it's live.
It's really awkward when they're pre-recorded, I know.
And they try to pretend like it's not. Yeah. It's kind of, some people are at the school of thought guys, who cares? They're giving you free information, listen. Then other people are like, no, fuck this person, because they said it was live and it's not. Yeah. So I don't like to, we've done automated and I say that it's not live. Right? I tell them that it's not live. This was recorded live, right? If I'm doing a chat like Messenger bot, we'll say, any of you guys talk to the bot on my Facebook?
Yeah.
A couple of you. Did it tell you it was a bot? Yeah, right? We tell you it's a bot. Like no one's that dumb.
Yeah.
Right? You think Jason's just all day on Messenger, just like, no, man. Right? So I think it's better just to be upfront about if it's live, tell him. Like if it's live, tell him, that's a huge selling point. But if it's not, then tell him it's not live. I think you'll win more on trust points than you lose on pretending like it's live when it's not. Okay. Cool? Okay. So this is literally like the whole formula. All right, that is the whole freaking formula. Could you guys like record a sales video right now?
Yeah.
If you had time to map it out?
Yeah.
Perfect. Could you do content videos? Could you do like marketing content videos? Could you do an ad? Yeah. Could you go on stage and give a talk right now? Could you teach a course right now? Is that pretty fucking cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's badass. Let's give ourselves some love. That was 5+ hours. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful.